Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. In this video I'm going to be covering the Polish brand called Abyssound. And welcome back. Yeah, we've got this almost a secret in the hi-fi world where a brand hasn't really got the proper amount of attention that it really deserves. You don't really see this ever in the hi-fi world because everything's so, well, what can you say, kind of fake, you know. And I just find it extremely interesting, this Abyssound brand. Let me just go onto their homepage, and immediately when you go onto it and try and choose English, it's kind of broken. Which is hilarious, but yeah, it kind of explains why no one really knows about the brand. But this is what I've heard. This thing here, ASX 2000 A-class amplifier. Was it this one or was it the other one? I'm confused. I actually can't remember if it was this one or the other one. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this one. I was pretty impressed. This thing here is like 1.5 times the size of a Macintosh top integrated amplifier. Just try and imagine that. Lifting a thing like this. I mean, how heavy is this thing? 52 kilograms. That kind of explains it. But this thing is gigantic. You know, it's almost bigger than a Macintosh monoblock. One of those big, I think 2,000 watt monoblocks. It's about the size of that. Crazy big. And it's just built in a very traditional, old-fashioned, solid way with good parts. And you don't really see that anymore. Just look at these things, you know, giant caps and everything. And I think they've also got some CMC plugs here, there and there. They also do quite a bit of a difference. I heard it together with this thing here, the preamplifier. And this preamplifier was actually quite good. I don't really know the price of it, but I heard this preamplifier with the the other thing. I was pleasantly surprised. I did not expect it to be that good. It actually reminded me a hell of a lot of the top integrated amplifiers from Macintosh. And you can probably see on the list here, it's just a solid amplifier. Nothing like, oh, amazing, but it's just solid all the way through, warm, organic. Nothing really there, not digital or too polite, you know. Just like I've written here, it's similar to Macintosh, but it's like if you took their biggest transistor integrated amplifier and you turned it from AB class watts, you know, the polite watts that I like to call them, over to class A watts, which is a more released type of energy. It's almost as if you did that and made it draw like 3 or 4 times more power, and then removed all the features, you know, the Macintosh watt meter and the power protection and all of that crap. And you just get this very good and solid piece of gear. I've heard stuff like this before. A lot of do-it-yourself projects that would cost $10,000 to $15,000 to build just in materials, you know. So I know how much it costs to build a thing like this, and I'm pretty surprised that you can actually buy a thing like this. And yeah, like I've written, you know, power and control is just almost off the charts. Never really seen that before. Of course, you've got intensity and resolution. I mean, those are also things you usually pay like 5 or 10 times more for, and that's the reason why you go over to Negra and Spectral type of gear, you know. And of course it affects the clarity and soundstage a tiny bit, but this is a very underrated piece of gear. So I mean, check that out if you can, because it's really good. And let me just cover it here. Good solid sound, similar to Past Labs or Macintosh gear, the newer Macintosh gear. Just more human-like, more warm, more organic. And I guess the reason why you get so much more value buying this instead of Macintosh and Past Labs, that's my opinion. I guess it's because they don't really do any PR, this Abyssound company, and they don't have features and specs and all of that type of expensive stuff that Macintosh has. They also don't go to really any shows. I haven't really seen them in any shows yet. It's just a very strange thing. Of course, it doesn't beat the very best transistor gear in the world, like Griffin, D'Agostino, Negra, Spectral, stuff like that, but it basically beats anything else. I mean, it's not super duper wow, it's gonna sweep you off your feet kind of good. But if you're into that Past Labs, Macintosh, Mark Levinson type of sound, that kind of almost slightly boring and pulled back polite sound, which is in the hi-fi zone. If you want something like that, but in a more organic and human kind of way that is a bit more released in energy, yeah, then try and look into this. This is like one of the few hidden gems in the hi-fi world, and I wanted to cover it in this video. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I hope you guys like that. Have a nice day. Bye.